What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. Today is Friday, people. We're still 8 days away from the international break being over. I don't know about you people, I'm bored of this already. I can't wait for it to finish. 8 days until Arsenal against Tottenham kicks off in the North London derby, so I can't wait for that. But we have got a weekend of no club football, and it's amazing how boring it is, to be honest. And the internationals only started the last couple of days. But big up to each and every one of you for tuning in. Hope you're well. JY, see you, Nick. Big up MD, here he is. Big up yourself, bro. Nimbo, Big C looking fresh. Hey, big up Snake Eyes. Hope you're well, bro. I did respond to you and appreciate your support on the channel as always. AS45 said, if Madrid came with 70 to 80 million for Saka today, I would sell him. Oof. That's a big shout. We will get into that. Marsh said we can't sell our identity. Winzer said Saka is not being sold. What the F, eh? Stranger things have happened, my friend. I'm not saying he is, but I'm saying there's interest. Big up South London's finest. Big up Big C and the C unit. Hope you're well, my bro. Gunnar Graham, international break sucks. Big up Curtis, bruv. They need to, I think they should do what Arsene Wenger says. Arsene Wenger, his suggestion was you have maybe 3 or 4 weeks off during a season, play all your international games, and then don't do any others for the rest of the season. I think that would be better. Just get them out of the way. I know that is a painful 3 weeks if you did that, but at least it only happens once. This is absolutely painful, you know. Bellarian said, if Saka and Saliba don't sign on, it's a massive failure from everyone at the club. Stand up if you hate Tottenham. Yeah, we got no choice. We have to stand up. And Gary said international football is killing him. It is boring, that is for sure. Shout out to whoever got me to try Bigger Grape in the chat a few streams ago. See, we're making waves in the chat, people. There's quality content out there, but how many people are getting man to try a Bigger Grape in the chat? You know what I mean? We started talking about the drinks the other day. This is legit. Let me know what you thought of it, Beresford, as well, man. Scott said, yes, Big C, been a hot minute since I caught you live. Good to tune back in and vibe with the C unit. Big up yourself. Let's have a look. Aditya said, at 6 a.m. followed by Turkish stream at 7. It's going to be a good morning. Big up his Turkish streaming, yeah. Make sure you go and watch him after. And Boy of a Box, Bigger Juicy So Lit and KA Black Grape, grape drink fruit punch. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, it was you, South London's finest. You see, he's corrupting people. But it is a great drink, I can't lie. Before we get into today's show, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as you know, people, football content awards are here. And yeah, links in the description. Loads of you have voted already. Really appreciate it. And obviously, there's a couple of categories that we're in. Best content creator and best in-video creator. Links in the description. If you could vote, it would be much appreciated. Take 30 seconds of your time. And obviously, if we win, it will be celebrations again. The awards aren't till November, but the voting closes in around 10 days. Before we get into today's show, and in fact, I was going to start this as my starting stream. I mean, I'm not sure I should say anything, to be honest. For those of you who may be listening in and don't have it on the screen, Twitter went into meltdown last night as Stormzy, one of the biggest grime artists in the UK, pulls out a track, and in the video, he has Jose Mourinho on the entrance, doing a shush face, saying, I prefer not to speak. And I'm sorry, but listen, I've seen things in my time in grime in this country, but that is what you call legendary. It was almost too much. I couldn't get my head around it. People were actually saying, is it photoshopped? Is he genuinely there? You know, he put pictures up, he put videos up himself. It's wild. It's wild. You know, I did want Jose at Arsenal once upon a time. I'm not saying this justifies it, of course. And he went to Tottenham. We don't want nothing to do with it. Somebody said Chipmunk's got to pull Pep in his next video or he's finished. But anyway, if you know, you know. Ian Wright's in the track as well. Usain Bolt It was wild, people. It was absolutely wild. Jose moving like a driller for real. I thought he was going to pull a gun out. I didn't know what was going on. But Jose and Stormzy in a music track. Ian Wright, Usain Bolt. Nah. That is what you call epic. That's like Jay-Z business of grime when you start doing things like that. You know, Mourinho, damn. Listen, no matter what you think of Mourinho as a manager, I know a lot of people don't like him because of the Chelsea-Tottenham affiliation and things like that. One thing I've always said that I really like about Jose is he's a huge character. I think you look at football nowadays, you look at players, you look at a lot of managers, I think a lot of them lack personality. They're a little bit cardboard. And I think it's important that you keep characters in the game. And yeah, big boy character. Yeah, the song's not amazing. The song kind of went over my head. The video, wild. But anyway, let's get into it. Those of you who are just here for the Arsenal content, you're probably thinking, what the hell's going on? Stormzy and Jose Mourinho. But I felt we had to start with that. It's an absolute banger, to be fair. Go and check the video out if you haven't already. Let's talk football. Let's talk Arsenal, people. Like I said, 8 days until the North London derby. Let's start with some positive news. Our very own little Chile, Bukayo Saka, has been named England Player of the Year for 2021-22. He was given the award this morning at England training by Gareth Southgate, and it's a big accolade, you know, to win English Player of the Year, not Young Player of the Year either. This is actual English Player of the Year. In acknowledgement for his, according to a report, I've got a little report here. It says Bukayo Saka has won English Player of the Year for his exceptional contribution to the England squad during the Euros, where he became a figurehead in the side, and also for his extreme contribution to Arsenal's season, in which he was nominated as their player of the season for the second year in a row. So listen, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I think when you look at it, he's become so pivotal to Arsenal. You know, I remember him scoring that goal in the Europa League under Emery and thinking, oh, he looks like a good young player. At the time, he was behind the likes of Reece Nelson. You know, and the rise to the top for Saka has been absolutely incredible. Starting right wing for England, starting right wing for Arsenal, back-to-back Player of the Year at Arsenal, first player since Thierry Henry to do that, and extremely important. And you would say one of the first names on the team sheet in this Arsenal side. I've said for me, I think he needs to score more goals. And I think he will this season. He's getting assists, even though he's not actually playing at his best at the moment. But listen, it's man said PR sympathy for the missed penalty in the final. That is very harsh. I think he has had a good year, man. Double figures in goals last year in a season that sort of crumbled. But Starboy flexing with the rollie. You know, I didn't even notice that. I just want to rollie. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. You definitely didn't get that from Wembley Market, did he? Although, listen, I know a few occasions, people, where, especially in Nottingham, where I'm from, I've known a few footballers who've been robbed, and it turns out the watches were fake, you know, £100 watches. Because at the end of the day, if you see a big celebrity with a Rolex on, you're going to think that's a 20, 30, 40 grand Rolex. Little do you know he paid £100 for it, you know, because they don't actually want to wear diamonds because it makes them a target. So not always, but listen, we'll give Saka the benefit of the doubt. I don't think that one's a Wembley Market job still. I'm sure he would have got it, got the proper thing. Teta deserves credit for his development, 100%. I think you've got to start with Emery. Emery's the one who pushed him, put him in the side. What I will give Arteta credit for is he kind of adjusted his position. I actually thought at one stage Saka was going to be a left back or maybe a wing back. Certainly didn't see him playing right wing. And yeah, he's going from strength to strength. For me, just had a few more goals, but he's having a fantastic time of it. He certainly is. Don't forget to vote, says David. Yep, link in the description, people, if you haven't already. Man said Rolex settings. Yeah, you know them ones. Imagine wearing a watch that costs 20k, shambles, yeah, but if you're getting 200k a week, 20k watch is a drop in the ocean, innit? Let's be honest. Snake Eye said he has not been good for Arsenal. I think we can all agree we're not seeing Saka at his best at the moment. I think that's for sure. I think it's an acknowledgement, though, of how good he has done, in that he's now viewed as a danger man, you know, and everyone doubles up on Saka now. So he's almost got to step his game up to another level because everybody respects him now and looks at him as a danger man. So I think he's been good, but I think he set his standard higher. So the expectation has become higher for him. So, but he has been producing numbers. He's got some assists. Fabricator said, big up Big C, happy back home after an operation in the hospital, 2 weeks off and time for the streams of the best Arsenal channel. That's the way it has to be. Happy Friday, everyone. Get well soon, bro. Hope you're well from hospital and recover, take time and, you know, relax. Get your family to run around and tune in. I appreciate it and get well soon. People saying Saka hasn't been good, I don't get. He's just not the only now. More goals, though, please. Yeah, I agree with that. I think you make a good point. I think it's good for Arsenal that even when Saka's not playing as well, Jesus will win as a game. Martinelli might win as a game. Odegaard, Fabio Vieira. Whereas before, it was almost like, yo, Saka, we need you to win as the game or there's a problem. So I just think we're spreading the responsibility around the attack now, which is right. Apologies, we're back, people. It kicked me out there. Yeah, I'm telling you, Starbucks Wi-Fi mashing me up. I don't know why it kicked me out there. It just threw me off the screen completely. It was almost end the stream, Dave business. Apologies, people. Quick advert. Anyway, let's get back to it. Apologies for that. See, it's pulled me off my train of thought now. Yeah, Saka, I just think we're spreading the responsibility around that attack now. But like you said, definitely got to score more goals for me. Man said you started slamming Saka, Arsenal locked it off. Anyway, while we're talking about Saka, we'll move on to the next story. And I want to know your thoughts and opinions on this story that's going around today. And, I mean, the headline is the Real Madrid part of this. But according to reports, Premier League champions Manchester City, along with Real Madrid, are interested in Arsenal ace Bukayo Saka. Now, we've heard about this Manchester City interest before, and I've said before, I think Manchester City have tried to sweeten us up a little bit. I think they've said, yeah, do you want Gabriel Jesus? Oh, you can have him. 45 million. Yeah, go on, you have him. Oh, you want Zinchenko? Oh, you can have him as well. But when Pep picks the phone up and rings Mikel Arteta and says, yeah, bro, yeah, you're right. You're all right, Mikel. Yeah, I'm good, man. You know, I gave you Jesus for 45 mils. Doing well, isn't he? Probably your best player at the moment, yeah? With Saliba. Yeah, cool. And Zinchenko, incredible on the ball, steps into midfield, allows Xhaka to get forward. All right, cool, yeah. All right, you owe me, yeah? You owe me, yeah? All right, cool, I got you. Saka. Give us Saka. Because Mahrez is 31. They're probably going to need a right winger in the next year or so. Bukayo could be a prime target. And now Real Madrid are being linked with a move for him. Real Madrid want to add attacking players to the front line. Benzema's in his 30s. They wanted Kylian Mbappe, couldn't get him. You're talking about one of England's best young players who plays for Arsenal. Just to put into context, people, he has a year left on his contract this summer. 1 year. We've been here before, people. We've been here before. Alexis, Aubameyang, Ozil, Van Persie, Nasri, Fabregas. How many times are Arsenal Football Club going to allow a top player to get to 1 year? Now, everybody in the chat, I get it. No way we can sell Saka. Saka is our identity. He's one of our poster boys of the football club. And I'm not trying to, you know, throw panic amongst the Arsenal fan base. Big up Latte said 100 million, they can have him. Tarb said, Saka is going nowhere. We are the new City. We now have a destination. He is signing the contract, even if he'll be on 200k. Just as a question out there, what happens if Saka doesn't sign the contract? What do you do? You can't let him go into the final year. So it's an interesting one. It is an interesting one. Listen, I think Saka will sign a new deal. I think they'll have to give him a massive pay rise. I think Saka will sign a new deal. MD, yeah, you're right. Apologies. Well, yeah, I don't think we are Man City. We're the B-Tech City. We ain't Man City. You know? Man said sell for 100 mil. Break down and cry. Giles said we've seen this movie before. JY said sell him. No biggie. Use that money to replace him. Sell for 150k. I think he probably meant 150 mil. You ain't getting that for it. Fred said there's a clause Arsenal can trigger for an additional year. Okay, I saw that with Martinelli. Let me double check that. Sign a new deal. If nothing is agreed. I can't see it. Could be true, though. Could be true. I can't find it here. Sportrack just said that it finishes. We want a poll, right? Okay. I don't want it to be a negative poll saying that I'm selling Saka. But let's go for a poll. Do you think Saka will sign a new contract? Will Saka sign a new contract? Is the question. Will Saka sign a new contract? Because the thing is, what people have to understand in football is that agents are not supporters. So agents see everything different to the way a supporter sees it. Supporters just think Saka loves Arsenal and there's no way he would leave. An agent might be saying to him, don't rush to sign that new deal, because if you wait until the summer and Arsenal don't get Champions League, with 1 year left, I could probably get you to Real Madrid. I could probably get you to Manchester City and play for two of the best teams in world football. Play for Pep, play for Ancelotti, get 200 grand a week, play Champions League. So it would almost be in Saka's best interest to not sign a contract. And that's the sad thing about it. Listen, as I said, I'm not trying to throw worry in the fan base. I'm not trying to cause controversy. I think he will sign the deal. He's young. Things are going very well for him. He's just been named, Player of the Year for England. He was named Player of the Year for Arsenal. He's playing well. We're flying high. There's no reason for him to leave. He's 21 years of age. Just turned 21. There's no reason. I think Arsenal will have to give him 150 grand a week, in my opinion, for him to sign the new deal. Yeah, Jitesh said, Big C, you're worrying me. Listen, honestly, I don't want to worry anyone. I'm just saying that his agent will see things very different. However, it's down to Saka. Saka could turn around to the agent and say, listen, I'm not interested in what you've got to say. I love Arsenal. They've offered me a great contract. I'm happy here. I'm a London boy. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'll sign the new deal and keep it moving. So hopefully Saka will sign a new contract. I'm just saying, if you was his agent and you was thinking about finances, I think you would be saying to Saka, take your time. Arteta's going to play you every week. You're in the England team. You're in the Arsenal team. Just wait and see what happens in the summer. And all the doors will be open for you. Arsenal will still be offering you a fortune, but the big boys will be offering you deals as well. I just hope that we're not in that position by the end of the season. I hope they get this new deal done. It is worrying. The other thing, people, obviously, to bear in mind is you're talking about Saka, Martinelli and Saliba. Probably our three best young players have not signed new deals. Now, that is a worry for Arsenal. That is a worry. These guys need to sign new contracts sooner rather than later, because if I'm Real Madrid, I would be interested in all three of those guys. So they need to get them down to a new contract. Now, just reading something here. It says, Edu is confident that Saliba, Martinelli and Saka will all sign new contracts by the time the January transfer window arrives. It does say here that Martinelli has an option to extend his contract by a further year. Doesn't mention Saka, but somebody put it in the comments, so it could be true. So in theory, Martinelli has 2 years left in the summer. But I'm not sure if it's the same with Saliba. Yay187 said, we are the big boys, we are Arsenal. Yeah, I mean, listen, that all sounds great, but we need to make sure we get these deals done. As said, I can see one of Saliba, Martinelli and Saka getting sold. If they did that, I think there would be uproar. Those three, for me, are our best three youngsters. And they really are the future. So let's see what you're saying on the poll. Let's end the poll. Short one. 87% of you think Saka will sign a new deal and 13% of you don't. Listen, I think he will as long as Arsenal offer him a decent contract. Don't do anything stupid. But as I said, people, they're always going to use this Eddie contract as a benchmark. If I'm Saka's agent, I'm going, well, Eddie's on 100 grand. I want 150. I might even ask for 200. I might even say, you know what, Saka's twice the player that he is. So we'll have to see. Curtis, we're a better team now. If Saka wants to go, we replace him easily. Interesting. King Henry said, my Saliba jersey with the autograph came today. Hey, big up, man. Did you win that? Did you win that or did you order that? Because I know Football Prizes, who've obviously been sponsoring us. King Henry, let me know. Did you win the Saliba jersey or did you buy it? Big up my bro Akeem. He said, we want to become giants again. Even if some of these men get 200k, why not? They're performing and they're our starters. With young players, it's difficult nowadays because on one hand, you want to keep them chomping at the bit. You want them to be hungry. You want Saka to feel like, I've still got to push. I've still got to become the best I can be. If you end up paying him 200 grand a week, it could be viewed as you've given him too much too soon. However, the risk is if you shortchange him and offer him less than that and he decides to move, he's going to cost you 70 million to replace him. So you have got to pay him the going rate, to be honest. King Henry said, I sent you an email. I will check. I'm going to go through my emails today. Apologies, anybody I haven't got back to. Loads of you been reaching out. CurtisShawTV@hotmail.com. Any ideas, anything you want to share with the channel or help the channel, drop me an email. I'm going to get back to you all today. My Arteta jersey plus autograph arrived earlier today. What do you do? Scribble a little picture of that face on it that is sold out, by the way. But big up. 200k per week plus Eddie has to do his washing. Valeli said, City and Madrid are not looking for Chile. These unreliable reports always make up stories when a player has a year left. Bakayo will sign that thing. I could genuinely see Man City looking at him, though, because I think there is a need for a right winger there. Bernardo Silva's now playing more central. Mahrez is in his 30s. I think there could be a possibility of a right winger there. But listen, hopefully Saka signs a new deal, nothing to worry about. Darren said, we lost Ashley Cole due to offering low wages. Don't we know it? Without the talented youngsters, the process dies in the water. However, the Arteta sexuals will make excuses. Fitz he don't hold back, you know, I'm telling you. Safa, thank you for the super chat, said, Big C, I won the signed Granite shirt from Football Prizes. We'll be shamelessly wearing it to the North London Derby with the signature and all. Hey, Safa, big up. Listen, don't worry about it. The game is the game, you know. Granite's balling right now, and it's a signed shirt. You never know. You never know. He becomes a top player in the next couple of years. Can't see it, but he's in form, and it's free, so why not? Well done to you for winning that. I'm glad that somebody from within our community won one of those prizes, because you never know, do you? Think to yourself sometimes, they got all these prizes, who's winning them? But yeah, I'm glad someone from within our community won one of the football prizes. Go again, man. You might get an even bigger one next time. So big up to you, Safa. Big up my brother. Fran in the chat, he said, yes, big up community. Hit the likes for Big C. Big up yourself. Franit Xhaka himself is in the chat, and big him up. Go and follow him. Follow his crypto channel as well. Astronaut Fran. Take me to the moon. Let me there. He's trying to take you to the moon, people. But go and follow him. Top guy, good friend, big bro. And we'll have to get some shows done when this boring international break is finished, man. Are you watching Italy v England? I mean, it's one of them, innit, man? I don't know. Do I do a watch along? You know what? A lot of the time, I don't even watch these England games. As I always say to the community, I never like to shortchange the community. And I don't like doing watch alongs for games where I know that I'm not really that interested. Which I know sometimes people message me and say, we want you to do more content. But I just don't like to give you content that I have no real enthusiasm for. And I really struggle to watch England games, I'll be honest. Outside of an international tournament, I have it on as background noise. You know, that's all it is for me, but we'll see. Yeah, it's Q&A session during them, to be fair. Big up Fran, he said, big up people, all love for you all. Big up. Positive vibes Friday, people. Franit Pirlo, I'd be happy with that one. That's better than the Xhaka one, I can't lie. Make sure you smash the likes. Let's hit 1,000 likes, people. Can we hit 1,000 likes? We need Arsenal back playing ASAP, and I love my girl. Hey, big up, man. Big up to Troy. He's probably got her in a bikini, as he's always throwing in the comments. Akeem said, but Saka will look around the league and say, I'm performing better than Sancho, and he's on 350k. I've done more than Grealish and Rashford. Interesting. I mean, I hear you. Sancho on 350 is always going to be a benchmark. It's difficult, innit? Because these players, they go on international duty, they talk. He'll say, well, I'm Arsenal Player of the Year. Sancho's on 350. I'm picking up 70 grand a week. Something's not right. So, listen, we're going to have to pay him a big contract. That is for sure. It ain't no messing about. Elliot Roberts, England match equals background noise. I'm telling you, man. It's not easy, England game watch-alongs. They are boring. We never had a Jamaica watch-along. They got Argentina next week. I might do that. Messi against Jamaica could get seriously messy, by the way. That could be a heavy defeat. But yeah, I might do that one. Anyway, let's move on, people. Let's talk transfers. People. The window is closed, but the rumours still swirl around. And we will talk about the international games as well, and some of the Arsenal players that have featured and will feature over the next couple of days. But we're going to talk about Cody Gakpo, which was my headline title of today. Now, Cody Gakpo has started the season pretty well. He scored yesterday for Holland, and a lot of people are raving about him again. And this quote came out in an interview. There's also an interview with his director of football at PSV. I'm just going to read a short quote from that shortly. But Gakpo looked very good. Looked very good yesterday and scored and did really well. Elliot, we did the members stream on Wednesday, bro. Nearly 2 hours that was. Put it on the community page. You must have missed it. We're going to do another one in 2 weeks. Big up to everyone who came on. Spoke really well. Apologies for anybody that missed it. Always check the community page. So my apologies, Elliot. But Cody Gakpo did well. Scored yesterday. Looking good. And he puts this comment out there. Cody Gakpo, who is a reported Arsenal target, PSV winger, said, everybody wants to play one time in the Premier League. He said, I don't favour one team, but I like Arsenal a lot. I looked up to Thierry Henry when I was younger because he was a tall guy who played on the wing. I mean, Thierry did a lot of work, man. He did God's work when it came to Arsenal. Let's be real. We just haven't benefited from it, you know. It's like we had the power. Bruce Almighty, Jim Carrey, where he has the power, higher power, he can control things. We had that power and just didn't make the most of it. How many players say I love Arsenal because of Thierry? Even Lewandowski said Thierry's his favourite, but then we never signed none of these dons. Got a quote here from his director of football at PSV. Obviously, Arsenal play PSV in the next couple of weeks as well. He said, Cody was distracted towards the end of the transfer window. He had talks with Manchester United, but they decided to sign Antony instead. This was a distraction for him and threw him off a little bit. There was also interest from Arsenal, but it never materialised. It's now believed that Arsenal, this is not the quote now, this is the story saying, it's now believed Arsenal could go back in for Cody Gakpo in January, as Arteta was a big fan of him and his ability to play on the wing or through the middle, as Arsenal seek a replacement for Nicolas Pepe. Southampton and Leeds made offers for him, which seemed to be a massive downgrade in the end. He was being linked with Arsenal and Man United, ended up getting offers from Southampton and Leeds United. It's believed he could be available for £35 million. They rejected 25. Apparently they want 35. He's their star man. We are going to get a closer look at him in the Europa League. We've got to play PSV home and away, so we will see what he's about and see how good he is. This is basically a come and get me Arsenal. I want to play in the Prem. I love Thierry. Get me to the carpet. Henry is still carrying the club. Man just said, but he's not Brazilian. Yeah, can we sign anybody who's not Brazilian or Portuguese speaking? I think that's where Edu is at his best. Franklin said, Henry helping players' agents get more money for real. Just get linked to Arsenal and say you rated Henry. That's all you got to do in it. Oh, I love Thierry Henry, and that causes all the hype. Smoky Settings, big up with the super chat, said, Curtis on his new contract at AFTV. Yeah, I told Robbie I want 50% of the ad revenue and a bad boy intro every time. Nah, listen, big up, man. Yeah, anybody who saw the show the other day, me and Cecil, it was a good show, good vibes. Big up to Laurie, who was on holiday. But a lot of people sent positive messages, and yeah, lots. Got some plans. Been speaking to Robbie over the last couple of days. Couple of things coming up. I will be doing some work, obviously, with AFTV as well as obviously pushing this channel. So keep locked, people. We've got some things coming up. Henry should be the director of football of the club. He'd certainly be able to attract players, that is for sure. Justice says, Big C, Mustafi or Maguire? Wow. I mean, let's be honest. I would say, if I'm being honest, that Maguire's better than Mustafi, but he costs more than double. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know who you pick. They're both that bad. I don't even know who Mustafi plays for now. I think I've always said, and I'll say this time and time again, right? People saying World Cup winner, yeah, fair enough. They're both bad. I mean, they're both bad. Let's be real. I think if you play Maguire in a back three and put him on the edge of the penalty area, you can make him look good. I got to be totally honest. He looked good for Leicester. He looks good for England in a back three. With Kyle Walker one side, who can run like Usain Bolt, and John Stones, who can ball out. In a back four with a high line, he's horrendous. They're both bad. People saying that Mustafi plays in the second division. Wow, for Levante. I mean, they're both bad. But if I'm being totally honest, Maguire's better. Maguire is better, I'm telling you. He is. They are terrible, but he's better. There was a time he was rated in the Prem. We've never rated Mustafi. Man's playing second division, you know. But they're both shocking. Jeffrey said, what's up, Curtis? Long time. Not going to lie, as a Chelsea fan, Arsenal looking good. It's always nice to hear it from other fans. As I've always said, with Arsenal, I get this thing with Arsenal where I get excited by what we're doing, but I always have this feeling with Arsenal that chaos can always be close by. That's the problem. Somebody messaged me yesterday. I can't remember. I think it was Anthony Williams out of the comments, and he said, are you concerned that Arsenal are playing close to their best and that other teams around us haven't really kicked into gear yet? And I think, you know, without sounding negative, he had a bit of a point there when I thought about it. You know, a lot of people saying Arsenal playing really well. When you look at this Arsenal team, can we go up another level? Have we got another gear to go up? Or are we already in, you know, in a car terms, you know, sixth gear? some of the other teams have started a lot slower. So you would think, okay, maybe Tottenham can get better. Maybe Chelsea can get better. Man United have just started to look a bit better. I don't know. I don't want to sound negative. It's the PTSD, people. I apologize. I know we're top. We should all just be enjoying the ride. It's just, they've caused a lot of pain and dismay over the last few years. We have another gear to go. I hope we have. I would like to think that Saka can still push us higher. Still think Martinelli can add more goals. Still think Gabriel Jesus can score more goals as well, to be honest. And I think with Partey in midfield, with Xhaka, which we haven't seen that much this season, I think that gives us a lot more stability as well. Snake Eye said, Arsenal lifts you up, and then when you need it to kick up into second gear, they drop you like a rock. It's just one of them. I really don't like feeling like that sometimes. But yeah, you're right. Akeem said, but City are playing good, but we are above them. Listen, I got to be honest. I think City can still move up a couple gears yet. I think Haaland is in 5th, 6th gear. I don't think their whole team is at the moment. I still look at Grealish not doing that much. Foden's okay. But listen, let's enjoy it while we're there. Let's not worry about what might happen. Will you do World Cup watch-alongs? 100%. 100%. That's where I enjoy international football, because there's something massive on the line. The World Cup is special. So we'll definitely do World Cup watch-alongs, but these Nations League games and that are a tricky one. Maybe on Monday we might do the Germany one. It's a quiet day on Monday. We may do that. Arsenal PTSD is real. Nothing has been the same since 2006 final in Paris. Listen, I said time and time again, if I could change one moment of Arsenal history, Thierry Henry, one-on-one with Victor Valdez, 20 minutes to go, just slot it in the bottom corner, 2-0. I think we're Champions League winners, and I think we're in a totally different position as a football club right now if we'd have won that Champions League. The most painful moment of my entire life as an Arsenal fan is Thierry Henry missing that one-on-one. I always had the feeling when I watched that game that when he missed that, it was going to come back and bite us. And he would score that chance probably 99 times out of 100. But that's the pressure. Did you hear about DT? Yeah, I've heard DT's out of prison. Whether is he going to make content again, I'm not sure. South London's finest, Brazil all the way. Dr. Bird said France will win the World Cup. I'm just not sure about France, because of their because they're having a lot of situations in the background. You got Pogba, you've got Mbappe. It's all a bit mad there at the moment. I'm not sure. But we'll have to see. It still hurts, Big C. The red card still boils me up. Oh, man. It was a painful one. It was a painful one. No, man. It's all mad. Curtis, you feeling the Ghana-Brazil game tonight? I'll just be making sure that Thomas Partey doesn't get injured. I can't lie. Thomas Partey can't be getting injured. We need him back. It is what it is. What about Argentina? They'll be underdogs. Messi's going to be hungry, isn't he, to win that World Cup? Anyway, let's move on. Let's get into a bit more news surrounding Arsenal. Let's not get too distracted. Charles Watts has put this out. Arsenal are hopeful Odegaard and Zinchenko will be available to face Spurs. Reece Nelson could also make the squad. He's back in full training. Partey's fitness is being closely monitored while with Ghana. Surely we have given Ghana instructions that you can't play this guy in both games. Martin Odegaard apparently is back in training today. Apparently he's back in training with Norway, could feature in one of their 2 games now. They weren't sure whether he would be fit or not. But looks as if Odegaard is back and available in full training. Tottenham next game and Liverpool. We need all our players back from international duty. Obviously, Partey is playing against Brazil for Ghana in the north of France. So we got to hope that he comes back all right. France with Giroud is better than with Benzema. Is that down to him? You know what it is? Sometimes when you've got like top quality wingers, Mbappe, Dembele, you need that really unselfish link man in the middle. I think Giroud is a fantastic link player. he's nowhere near as good a player as Benzema. But maybe as a collective front three, it works better. Unbelievable that Benzema's 2 goals away from breaking Thierry Henry's record. That is painful. I wanted Henry to forever be their top goal scorer for France, as he is an icon. We should buy Fofana, who played for the French team, to rotate with Partey. Yeah, I heard. And just speaking of that, actually, Saliba. Saliba did come on yesterday. Saliba didn't start for France yesterday. They won 2-0 against Austria. They played Koundé, Varane, and Badia Charlie in the back three. And Koundé came off injured. Chelsea obviously tried to buy him. He ended up at Barcelona. Came off injured after 23 minutes. Saliba played the full game, and Saliba is part of the clean sheet brigade as they beat Austria 2-0. And he did the business. Look quality, look solid. I think Saliba could genuinely start for France at the World Cup, which is why I'm saying Arsenal have to get the contract signed before the World Cup. We've seen it many times. Players, they have a big World Cup. James Rodriguez, prime example, went to the World Cup, ripped it up. Real Madrid move, big money. These clubs get gassed off these tournaments. If Saliba goes there, starts for France, year and a half left on his contract, all of a sudden, it's a problem. So Arsenal have to get that contract tied up. Saliba, 92% pass accuracy, beast. I watched the game. Saliba was brilliant. I wouldn't be surprised if France win the World Cup. I think they have the players. It's about whether they connect. Pogba's got this mad thing going off of his brother. Mbappe refused to take the team photo the other day. He's arguing over image rights. His ego's gone through the roof. Griezmann can only play half an hour for Atletico because if he plays too much, it triggers a clause that says they have to buy him. There's loads of little crazy dynamics going off with the French squad at the moment, which makes me think they may not win the World Cup. But, if you've got a front three of Ousmane, Dembele, Mbappe and Benzema, if that clicks, there ain't many teams that are going to deal with that. You throw in, Pogba, Saliba, Varane and whoever else. They've got an outstanding team. So Odegaard's back in full training, people. Zinchenko apparently is at the London Colney. Didn't go away with Ukraine. And he's doing light training at the moment. But they are hopeful that he will be back for the North London derby next week as well. It was interesting. We saw some pictures. I don't know if anybody saw them on social media. But Gabriel Magalhaes is on holiday at the moment in Greece. So it looks as if a lot of the players have been given time off in order for them to just have a break. Big up to Jermaine, who's been a member for 3 months on the channel. He said, "Raw, Jesus got the green screen, Big C. That's big. It's usually History Channel settings." Listen, sometimes we got to move on. People say to me all the time, embrace some of the new school, man. And I do have to sometimes, and we have got some good players now that are worthy of a green screen, in my opinion. So we start with, Strikers Union, Gabriel Jesus gets on the green screen. Smoky settings. What is West Ham doing to Paqueta's game is illegal. Listen, I'm going to be totally honest. When you're a flair-based, creative midfielder from Brazil who's trying to go to the World Cup and start for Brazil, I'm not sure David Moyes is the ideal manager to harness your game. The way Paqueta's looking at West Ham, he won't even make the World Cup. The way they look at the moment, they look awful, West Ham, and he doesn't look like he's doing a damn thing for them. So, yeah, West Ham, third from bottom, horrible this season. So, yeah, Paqueta, he may regret that move. Watch that US team, Curtis Trouble. Yeah, listen, I remember England drawing with the US years ago in the World Cup. Was it Rob Green, I think, made a mistake, let one go straight for his hands. So, yeah, you never know. It'll be tricky. Abby said this time for Argentina. I think for me, outside of England, I don't think England will win the World Cup. They've got quality, but I can't see it. I would say Brazil, Argentina, France, Brazil, Argentina, and France. I would be surprised if a team outside of those three won it. There's a few countries that have got good teams. I was looking at the Portugal team the other day. Front three of Ronaldo, Rafael Leao, and Bernardo Silva is not, midfielder was Renato Sanchez, Bruno Fernandes, Danilo Pereira. Back four, Nuno Mendes, Cancelo, Ruben Diaz. I forget who the other centre-back was. Patricio in goal. That is a good team as well. Just not sure how good Portugal are collectively. I even think Holland is an outsider. I've got some good players. Van Dijk, De Ligt, Frankie de Jong, Memphis Depay, Gakpo, Bergwijn. They're not bad as well. But yeah, I'll be surprised if it's not France, Brazil, Argentina. Snake Eye said, big up people, got to see some patience. Big up Big C, I will check the message and get back to you. Big up to the C Unit community. Big up yourself, bro. All right, so I'm going to ask you in the comments, while we're just having a bit of a chat about the World Cup, who are your favourites? Who are your dark horses? So give me your two teams. Who do you think, if I said to you now, who do you think wins the World Cup? Give me the team you think wins the World Cup. Give me your dark horses. I would say, yeah, I would say probably, I'm going to go Brazil. I'm going to go Brazil. Possibly, yeah. I'm going to go Brazil to win the World Cup. I think the dark horses could be, I saw a stat the other day. Argentina haven't been beaten for like 20-something games. So it's hard to write them off as well. Basic Rhythm said Brazil win. Croatia, dark horse. Dominic said France with Belgium as the dark horse. Brazil and France, dark horse. Ghana. I don't think Ghana are good enough to win it. But you never know. You never know. Holland could be a dark horse because I think they're very passionate about their country. They've got they look like a collective when I watch them. And I think they've got goals in them. And when you got Van Dijk at the back, you've always got a chance. Granted, with Switzerland, they always get a decent little run in the World Cup. Dark horses, Brazil. I think they will be classed as one of the favourites. Hardly says Brazil win. England as the dark horse. What lineup would you play for Spurs? I think the team almost picks itself right now. I suppose the only question marks would be, do you take Ben White out at right back and bring Tomiyasu back because you're playing against Son? But then Ben White's done so well, it's kind of not fair to take him out. And the other one will be Odegaard and Fabio Vieira in the 10 role. I would imagine because he's captain, it'll get him back in the team. A big up Buenos Aires. Guna said, hello Curtis and C Unit, don't sleep on Spain as the dark horse. For some reason, I just haven't got Spain in my head at all. I've watched them. I don't think they're as good as they used to be. I could be wrong. I don't see it with them. But listen, they keep the ball that well. It wouldn't surprise me. France to win, the dark horse of Belgium. Omar said Spain, the dark horse, with Argentina winning it. Gunnar Graham said Kieran Tierney or Zinni to deal with Kulusevski. Yeah, I would probably stick with Tierney at left back. I got to be honest. I do like Zinchenko more on the ball, but I think we need the better defender. Mexico is a dark horse. Jonathan said Spain is like Arsenal. Argentina are favourites. Yeah, I saw a stat. I think it said 31 games unbeaten or something, which is unbelievable. So yeah, that will definitely be interesting. I saw a report today, actually. I think America are playing against Japan today. So that would be Matt Turner against Tomiyasu. I believe that is today. I'm not sure what time kickoff is, but I did see a report that they were playing against each other today. So, yeah, we'll have to keep our eyes peeled for that. Definitely keep a lookout for the Arsenal players. I need all our players to come back fit. Oh, they're playing right now, James says. They're playing right now as we speak. Anyway, moving on, people, moving on. Rudy Galletti, who is an Italian journalist, not bad. He's not an A1 journalist, however. Oh, yeah, it's 1-0 to Japan, people. 20 minutes left. Tomiyasu's playing right back and Matt Turner is in goal. So Japan lead America 1-0. Both of them are playing. Rudy Galletti says that Arsenal and William Saliba are set to agree on a new 5-year contract to extend his contract at the club. According to reports coming out of Italy, it's believed a deal of around £100,000 a week for his new contract. Now, I was speaking in quite a lot of detail. Me and Cecil was talking about this, about Saliba's new contract. How much would he want? Now, unbelievably, Saliba earns 40 grand a week, which, listen, I know in regular life terms is massive. But if you're talking about the level he's at right now, he should be picking up 100 grand plus per week with ease. So how much will he get on his new contract? I was saying at the start of the season, I think you could have probably offered him 80 grand a week and he would have signed it. I think now, the fact he's playing for France, he's our best centre-back, maybe our best defender at the moment. I think he could be looking for more. But according to this report, 100 grand a week, 5-year contract, apparently he's willing to accept it. Me, I'd be happy even if we gave him 110, 120, 30, 40. I think he's absolutely worth that much. Like I said, if Eddie's on 100k, Saliba is certainly worth 150. But if he's happy to take 100 grand a week, then, you know, it would absolutely be worthwhile anyway if he took 100. He might not be greedy. He might not be looking at it. He might think, listen, 100 grand, more than double what I'm on. I'll take it. 100k should be getting 150. Sherman Klump is on 100. Eddie is on 100, said Buenos Aires. Joe said, thanks, Big C, for what you are doing. Promise you a Burner Boy ticket for his next show in Wembley. Hey, listen, man. I don't mind, bro. Appreciate it. But big up to you and everyone who supports the channel. Big up everyone watching on Twitch and everyone watching on YouTube. C-Unit Business. Can't wait to get Saliba's Team of the Week card on FIFA. He's in the Team of the Week for the first week. FIFA 23 drops next week, people. Yeah, I did see the Saliba interview. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out now. He's speaking much better English now. He said that London is his home, Arsenal is his home, and he sees his future at the club, which is fantastic news. William Saliba set to sign a new 5-year contract for around 100,000 a week. His current contract is 40 grand a week. So he'd be getting more than 50%, more than double what he's on at the moment. Like I said, though, I do think his agent could have potentially made a bigger demand than that. But listen, still a good contract for him. And listen, we need to keep him at the club. He's our best player in that defence, certainly. Signed Saliba. Did you hear Rudiger saying he deliberately made mistakes at Chelsea? I didn't hear that, you know. I heard him saying that he winds people up on purpose. I never heard him say that. I like that from him. Agent Rudiger. Granit Xhaka is in the chat. He said, this is true, Curtis. Saliba's only demand is that I become captain and teach him more about composure. I love this Xhaka account, you know. He's legendary. Absolutely legendary. How excited are you for the new R9 documentary? Listen, you know me, people. You know me. I'm R9 FC. That's my favourite. Yeah, that is my favourite footballer probably of all time. I can't wait for that documentary, bro. Cannot wait. For those asking, I know I've been saying for a long time, but FIFA 23, we are going to try and start on Twitch with that. It's the last official FIFA. I think it would be a great way to get going on Twitch properly. Falalu, Big C, Stormzy, Mourinho collab. Listen, I'm telling you, I need to see... Arteta needs to turn up in the new Jay-Z video or something. I don't know. Something's got to happen. But anyway... That's that one, people. Let's get into some of your comments before we round up. We're approaching the hour. The show's flown by. There isn't loads of news at the moment, to be honest. So short and sharp today, but we have got close to the hour. Let's round up with some of your comments. Before I get into your comments, I have to say happy birthday to Cruz. It's his birthday tomorrow. 10th birthday. He watches the stream back usually when he comes back from school. So I have to say happy birthday, son. 10 years old tomorrow. And we'll be celebrating, no doubt, tomorrow. So big him up on his 10th birthday. And big up, somebody, apologies. I saw somebody just put in the comments that it was their birthday today and I missed it. I clicked on it, I think, but forgot to read it. I'll try and go back through the comments and find it, or repeat it again. Rudiger is a madman. Yeah, listen, I don't mind that anyway. I don't mind. Big up my brother Turkish in the cut. He said, happy B-Day, little man. Big up Turkish. Somebody said he's on live today, is he? If he is, make sure you go and check him out. And we will definitely get some content done sooner rather than later. We'll get that sorted ASAP. Chris said, big up Cruz, happy birthday. Big up everyone with the well wishes. Really appreciate it. I'll show him the comments afterwards, man. He always gets gas when he sees everyone bigging him up. So really appreciate all the kind messages. Get some of your comments in. Let's round up for 5 minutes with some comments. Gabenga said his agent needs to make a bigger demand. Are you not happy that he's taking 100k so that we can have enough money to go around without breaching financial fair play? Don't let your view be so antagonist. He's just 21. Listen, let me tell you something, right? From a purely human perspective, you're thinking 2,100 grand, be happy with it. It's just not the way football works. I'm afraid it's just not. You can't sit down with him and say, bro, you're 21, take 100 grand and just be happy with it. You know, Mbappe is on £1 million a week. PSG didn't turn around and say, bro, you know, you're 22, just take 300 grand a week and get on with it. You start acting like that, the man would be holding up a Real Madrid shirt. So I understand what you're saying. I'm not saying I want the man to get more money, because I understand that 100 grand a week for a 21-year-old is big dough. But at the same time, I'm saying he probably could get considerably more than that. So that's all I'm saying. So calm down, calm people. It's Friday, relax. The weekend's here. I know there's no Arsenal. I know we got to watch international football, which is pretty boring. But we're good, man. We're good. Happy birthday from Australia as well. Big up, Captain A. Get Turkish on your channel. Listen, 100%. We've spoken about it many times. It's one of them. Once we get started, it will be in full flow. We're definitely going to get a show going. Big up Turkish. Man said, you antagonist. Just calm down. All I said was, Saliba, you could have got a little bit more than that. Man's coming for me. It's Friday. Relax. Who are your favourites and dark horses for the World Cup? I'm going to go Brazil to win it. And I'm going to go for Holland as the outsider. I don't know why. I've just got this sneaky feeling Holland might do all right. But we'll see. I could be way off. Matt Turner's looking good for the US, says Justice. He's playing now against Japan. And they're 1-0 down at the moment. Japan are winning. Saliba will be a top 5 centre-back in the world in a couple of years. He's worth every pound. I think, listen, at the moment, I would say he's you could look at him at that age and say there aren't many better centre-backs than him at that age. He could easily become the world's best centre-back in a few years. But it depends on the progression. Football's got a funny habit. A player will just come out of nowhere, or a centre-back that's just average maybe becomes a top one overnight. Turkish said, I want Messi to get a World Cup, to be honest. It's the one thing that's missing in it. I've got to be honest. If Argentina won the World Cup, for the Messi factor, I could accept that, because that's just greatness. You know, I think you have to appreciate greatness. You have to appreciate genius at work. You know, I see Federer's retiring from tennis. If Messi was lifting the World Cup, I wouldn't even be mad, because it's Lionel, innit? It's Lionel Messi, man. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, they've got a chance. They just won the Copa America, unbeaten in 30 games. Big C, when you're making an appearance on the Big Six, I'm here, man. I'm here. It's not easy, is it? Because obviously Turkish is the Arsenal one, and when other people don't come on, if a Chelsea guy isn't on, he'll bring a Chelsea guy on. So, but yeah, we'll get on there eventually. We'll get on there. Turner's made some big saves today. Just looks more relaxed with the US national team. Needs to get that point in an Arsenal kit. Listen, man, he can relax. He can relax. I can't lie. I'm in no rush to see Matt Turner in an Arsenal kit. But then he is going to play in the Europa League. My only worry with Matt Turner, if we get far in the Europa League, and let's say, I don't know, Inter Milan are third at the moment in their group. If Inter finish third and you're playing teams like that, do you then have to pull Turner out of the team and bring Ramsdale back into the team? Is he good enough? Can we make it through against the better team? Time will tell. Yeah, to be fair, yeah, he has. He's asked me before, to be fair, when he hasn't been able to make the show. I just haven't been able to do it. So, yeah, man, I'll definitely be on there soon, 100%. Yeah, Tina Turner, man. Hopefully he's better than I think he is. Did Jamaica give you a call now that Ivan Toney snubbed him? Listen, between me and you, when I say me and you, I mean the whole community. I've had a massive, I had something quite big being lined up, and it's fallen through, unfortunately, this week. So there was a possibility I was going to be working with the Jamaican national team. Paul Hall was the manager. He's a good friend of mine. I've known him for over 10 years. And we had a conversation about me becoming one of the people in charge of recruitment with Jamaica in England. So what my job would have been would be to have meetings with players in the Prem, try and convince them to play for Jamaica. It was almost done. And Paul Hall, he quit as manager on Monday, which was devastating for me. Just to put this into context of what was about to happen. And I haven't really been talking about it because I don't like to talk about things until they're done. But now that it's fallen through, I just want to share the story. Jamaica play Argentina next week in New York. He was going to give me a press pass to fly to New York, to be pitch side, to watch the game, do interviews after the game. Just to put into context, Messi is in the Argentina squad. He's playing against Jamaica next week in New York. I was supposed to go to New York, get a press pass. Listen, you know me, I would have tried to get a cheeky interview with Messi. On Monday, he hands in his resignation. The manager hasn't been paid for 6 months. Jamaican Football Federation moving mad. Jamaica flew to Suriname for the first leg. Second leg was back in Jamaica. They get to the airport in Suriname to fly back to Jamaica. Jamaican Football Federation never booked the return flights. So the whole Jamaican squad are in Suriname with no flights. Mikel Antonio, Andre Gray, Ravel Morrison, all these players, you got no flight. These men had to book their own flight, pay for it themselves, fly back to Jamaica. Suriname got to Jamaica before Jamaica got back to Jamaica. Make that make sense, people. So it was a big loss, man. I was like, listen, I was going to let you all know, man's flying to New York, pitch side, Messi, GoPro camera. It's all fallen through, people. So, yeah, it's one of them. It's a big shame. Big shame. But, yeah, Ivan Toney, Jed Spence. They were the two players that Jamaica were trying to convince to come and play for Jamaica. I understand that they met with Jed Spence. They've spoken to Ivan Toney about 3 times and haven't been able to convince him. I think, obviously, Antonio's coming back to West Ham and probably telling these man, listen, the setup ain't good enough, man. And it's you're talking 9-10 hour flight. A lot of these man, you know, they've got families. They're giving up a lot of time to fly out, and the setup's just not good enough. The setup's just not good enough over there. So it's a hit, man. It's a big hit. I'm a little bit gutted that it didn't work out, but listen, you never know. Maybe things change in the future, but that would have been it would have been a big one. It would have been a big one. West Indies cricket team had similar issues. They have a lot of issues with players getting wages, manager getting wages, simple things like booking a flight, you know. But this is why they don't qualify for World Cups, because they're moving like it's a Sunday team. But yeah, one of them. Yeah, listen, the time will come. You know, we always have different paths. It was unfortunate it didn't work out this time, people. But anyway, it is what it is. Sidemen game tomorrow, people are saying. Big YouTube game tomorrow. Sidemen against YouTube All-Star 11 at Charlton. I think KSI, even Mr. Beast is playing in that game. So that'll be a big one. I think Rob is going to that one. E. Ross said, just got back from Jamaica. What a beautiful country. Everyone was amazing there. Beautiful country. And yeah, man, hopefully things pick up with the national team over there sooner rather than later. Anyway, I'm out of here, people. Thank you very much for tuning in. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for everyone's kind words for Cruz's birthday tomorrow. Vote for the Football Content Awards if you haven't already. Link is in the description below. I'll be back over the weekend. Probably on Sunday. I doubt I'll come on tomorrow unless there's any big news. But enjoy your weekend if I don't see you till Sunday. And enjoy yourself and stay blessed, people. I'll see you all on Sunday. Take care, everyone. See you soon. Bless.